Hello, good Friday to everyone. We're gonna jump in, try and do a little Fact Friday today. Um, Today we're gonna discuss when do I need counseling? When should I come in? Like, what are the signs? Um, and for everyone, it's entirely different depending on what's going on with you. But I'm gonna try and give you a few examples, maybe to try and better help you guys out. So let's say Sally's having issues with depression, um, and it's affecting her life. In that she's missing work every once in a while, she's becoming late, pretty regularly, not going out of the house, not calling or texting friends back, isolating herself. In that example, it's definitely time for Sally to get some help. um, with other things, like trauma. It could be that Mike was in um, the military and has some PTSD. But if it's not affecting Mike's life every day, then maybe he doesn't need all that much help. Maybe just a little bit of support, maybe counseling occasionally, or maybe none at all. If it's the case that Mike is having dreams, or being triggered maybe once in a while. Let's say that Mike doesn't have any problems until the 4th of July rolls around and all the fireworks start going off, and that triggers him. He has kind of a rough day on 4th of July. Then probably Mike does not need counseling. It's all about how it affects you day to day. If those issues are creeping into your life on a daily basis, then that's when you need to get help. Oh, Siobhan's saying hi. Hello, Siobhan. Um, Siobhan, do you have any questions about when you might need to come in for counseling? Trying to give a few examples here. Um, like I said, the biggest thing, no matter what the issue, what's going on, is how is it affecting you daily? If it's that it's not really affecting you, then you're good to go. If it's that it is impeding or affecting your life on a day-to-day basis, then you might need to get some help with that. That's definitely the sign. So we've got other types of trauma. Abuse as a child. It's very sad. Obviously, but if it's not affecting you day to day, then you may not need counseling for that. It's just how is it affecting you on a daily basis? Is it impacting your life? Is it affecting how you are living? And that's the biggest key is, is it affecting you? And if it is, then yes, you definitely should, come in, get some help. If not us, somebody. But that's really the hallmark of it. So lots more examples. If you have any questions about how issues are affecting you day to day, you can give us a call. Uh, we'll always talk to you, do a few minute consultations. Siobhan's asking, how do you recognize that in someone at home, what are the specific signs to really watch for? Uh, it's more specifically what's going on with them, Siobhan. If it's depression, it's signs of isolation, not communicating with friends, family, being alone. If we're talking about a teenager, always in the room constantly. Uh, if it's a spouse, it's them not being sharing their lives with you, not communicating, maybe staying at work later than they need to actually, going out after work, doing things like that. What I usually ask during a consultation, um, it, consultation is more about you, what's going on, and that's the first question I ask. So, what's going on with you? What is it you feel is going on? How is this affecting you? Um, and really, it just evolves into that. It's if it's not really that affecting you that much, then I will give you some tips and tricks and try and push journaling on you and figure out what's going on. If it's affecting you a great deal, then I would recommend that you come see us or someone else. If it's not something we deal with on a regular basis, then we can always refer you to someone who does, and go from there. Pretty much, it's very specific, but it's mostly just you tell me what's going on, tell me your story, tell me how it's affecting you, tell me what you want to change. What are your goals? So, but yeah, well, that's what a consultation is. So yeah, like I said, it's very specific. Siobhan's saying we work with a lot of teens and parents sometimes ask us for signs of possible substance abuse. Are there things that may be important for a parent or close family member to watch for? The biggest thing is a change in behavior, dramatic change. Different drugs affect people differently, so it's the behavior change. If you have a lively, outgoing child and suddenly they're spending a lot of time in the room, that's a sign. Or if you have a child that spends too much time in their room but now suddenly is hanging out with friends that you don't know well all the time, that can be a sign. Eating is a huge thing, especially with teenagers. If they're not constantly eating, then that's a sign. And if they've even picked up eating a lot or at odd times, that is definitely something to watch for. So isolation, communication, eating, those are some real basic signs to watch for. Parents, you can do everything in the world and you could never know, and you could do very little and be able to spot it easily. It's just comes down to communication. Talk with your child, talk with your teenager, not just about what went on in school today, but their life. That's all about communication. What is going on with your life? What are you struggling with? Girls, guys, peers, drug use. And the biggest thing with drug use is start the conversation with your children early. And I mean early. It is very sad to think, but you've got fifth graders using drugs. You've got eighth graders getting pregnant. And a lot of times parents want to shy away from those things, thinking, oh, they're much too young or this or that. No, they're not at all. It's going on. It's happening. Kids are getting, pills from their parents and grandparents, stealing them from the medicine cabinets and, trying them, selling them. Older kids are, pushing them into it, because the older kids have nice things. So always start that conversation early. Make it age appropriate. They don't need, down and dirty details at young ages, but that constant, communication is the key. It's not a one-time, don't do drugs, don't have sex. It's a constant, ongoing conversation, throughout their, childhood and teenage years, so that it's not a one-time awkward thing. It's information, as they age appropriate, but it's always there so that they know that you're there when they have issues. Questions to ask, or what we should ask to decide whether to contact a professional. Talk to your child. That's the biggest thing I can tell you is, if they're not comfortable speaking with you as the parent, then if you still know something's going on, then have them come in. Nowadays, children are covered under the parents' insurance, so you're looking at a small copay to come in and see us. So have them come in here and we'll talk with them. We'll see what's going on, what they want to discuss, and how we can best help them. Again, there's no surefire way to, one question says, you should contact a professional or not. If they admit they're using drugs, then, definitely get them in here. Um, sometimes kids think it's, just a one-time thing where they're just experimenting, and usually that's not the case. Usually it's a pattern of behavior. If they're at the point where they're already, trying this or trying that, or, it's a pattern of other behavior that can lead them down a very wrong path of, arrest and prison in the future. So that's the biggest thing with drugs, is how it affects not only their developing minds, but the pattern it sets is, the lying, the hiding, the feeling that I can get away with it. Well, yes, you do, until you don't. And as you get older, that can easily mean jail and prison, that time you do get caught. And, that may be the good outcome, as far as alcohol, drinking and driving. You know, John is, a functional alcoholic. I love when people tell me that I'm alcoholic, but I'm functional, but he's going home, or he's, drinking at the bar every night, and, you know, he's fine. He's got, a tolerance. He's been doing this for years, and it's fine until one day it's not, until you do pick up that DUI, or, you do get in a car wreck, or you do kill somebody else. It's always fine until it's not. And that's the pattern of, that can be set in childhood with things like that. The lying and hiding from parents and trying to get away with it. And, if they feel that they can get away with it, they will. And if they do it successfully a few times, then that starts out that bad pattern. So, but like I said, the best thing is if they won't talk to you, then, definitely have them come in. Give us a call, tell us, I don't know what's going on, but I know something's going on. I'd like my child to see you. So, all right. No problem, Siobhan. I hope that helps. And if you're having those types of issues, like I said, talk with your child and, see where it goes from there. If they don't want to talk with you, or feel they need to talk with someone else, then you can give us a call at 256-686-9195. And you guys have a wonderful Friday. Thank you.